Hey friends, happy New Year's Eve. It is December 31st, 2025 at approximately 6 o'clock p.m. And I wanted to get on and talk about 2026 because 2026 is going to be a very intense year. And I want to start capturing some of that real time while it's going on because once it's happening and once things are in motion, it's easy to get lost in the work and forget to really talk about the work. So don't tell my mentors, but I'm cheating. 2023, or excuse me, I'm already rewinding. 2026, I am working on three different projects at the same time. Do not try this at home. I'm only doing it because, as I famously say, nothing depends on me for life, not even a plant, not a dog, not a cat, not a fish, nothing. So I have a little more time, a little more flexibility, a little more brain space to dedicate to three different endeavors. But 2026 is my do it or don't year. These are things that have been taking up brain space for a very long time. And so I'm going to dedicate the time and attention and the resources to all three of them simultaneously. Everything under this wig will be completely white by the end of the year, but I will have either accomplished what I wanted to accomplish with those endeavors or scratch them off my list and move on and use that time to travel and dream up new ideas. So the first one is Ignite. Ignite is the brand of products that have belief, choice, and integration at the core. There's a book on Amazon, The Mirror Method, which I haven't promoted at all, but I do tell people it's out there if they're looking for it. Hey Beautiful, The Mirror Method, which is a book that helps you really develop a loving voice for yourself when you look in the mirror. Too often we look in the mirror and all we see are flaws. This really is designed to help you see past the flaws and see the flawless. And so that's been out for a while. I don't have to do anything with that. There's also a free ebook that'll be on the website that's really about figuring out what you believe. I don't know how many of you take the time to ask yourself, what do you believe about yourself? And that's going to take you through that. And you might be surprised to learn some of these beliefs that have automatically been installed in us and that are running our lives in the background. There's also a workbook. Choice is yours. Choice is yours. That means you have the power to choose how you want your life to be. In any situation, you have the power to choose. So this workbook helps you dig through there and find that strength, that courage, that awareness of those beliefs and the choices that you have available. There's also a true course, TRUE, where you spend the moment defining what is true for you and using that as a litmus test against everything that you do in your life. Is it true? If it's not, then figure out what is true for you and live by that. And that 6 week course is really about digging all of that up, laying it on the table, and putting it all back together again. And then the flagship, Journey to Joy, which is a year-long program. And it's a kit that I'm so excited about because it's really a gift to yourself that helps you literally script your life. If you want to do something else, you want to be in a different place mentally, physically, psychologically, and emotionally, Journey to Joy is going to take you there. And it's 1 year, it's two goals, it's 12 milestones, and it's daily action. When you commit that kind of energy to changing your life on a daily basis, it's pretty much impossible not to see significant change. And I'm so excited. I actually am using the framework for that I developed for that to live out 2026. And that's part of why I'm so excited because these things that I've been wanting to do have been I haven't done them before because of all the limiting beliefs and fears that weren't even true. And now that I've re-engineered what I want to do and how I want to do it, I now have the framework to follow that kind of will help me dedicate that daily action to this work and see where it turns out. So that's one. Ignite Brand has all of that. The second endeavor is a bra. Now I say a bra, but it's really the support system within the bra. And this is something that has been on my mind for literally over 20 years, probably even farther than that. Probably the moment I started to develop breasts, I started thinking about this. And it is actually going to be two different things. There's the bra, which is Anthem, and then the support system, Zora. And both are being patented. We're in the process of writing up the provisional patent right now. And that probably within the first week of January will be filed. Yay! And then it's on to, I've got the textile expert working on the fabric. I've got the designer working on the drawings. Then I have a resource, excuse me, that's going to create the tech pack for those. And we'll get a prototype done. I can't even fathom what that's going to feel like to actually have the prototype in my hands. Very excited about that because down the line, there's the actual bra, which is phenomenal to be able to have a supporting garment that is strapless and not digging in my shoulders and not ruining my look. So the bra is one thing that to be excited about, but then the support architecture that can go into tank tops and bathing suits and wedding gowns and not have to worry about popping out or spilling over or just not being supported. So that alone is lighting me up for 2026. It's interesting to uh, unpack what it has taken to get me to this point, but I am confident that I can provide something that doesn't exist today, that should have existed many years before today, but will really disrupt an industry. Just little old me. Very excited about that. The third thing is an AI agent agency. Let me tell you something. AI, I couldn't be happier to be alive right now, to be in business right now, to be able to incorporate AI into what I'm doing and into my life. It is unbelievable. And the number of businesses, the number of small businesses that I work with, early stage entrepreneurs who are afraid of it, who are overwhelmed by it, who just think it's a passing fad, you're missing out. And that's why I'm creating this AI agent agency so that those businesses can participate in this incredible revolution and build businesses that will scale far beyond what they ever could have scaled with human resources, just because of financially, that's such a significant burden to be able to do it with technology. It it just brings it to a different level. And I'm very, very, very passionate about these small businesses being able to take advantage and build something sustainable long term with this technology. And that's the passion behind the business. And that's technology changing every day. Just trying to keep up with it for my own purposes has been challenging. But I also want to make sure, again, that my fellow business owners can really benefit from this amazing technology. So those are the three things that I will be talking about endlessly on here. So today I am in the middle of rewrites for the workbook for the Journey to Joy kit because it has a workbook component with lots of exercises to really help you peel away those layers. And I'm going on a writing retreat, which happens to be in Hawaii in January. Very much looking forward to that. But I'm very much looking forward to the resource, Alexandra Franzen, that I'll be working with there to really make that workbook impactful and useful. So I've been all day, really all weekend, working on that and getting that to the point where we can work together. I only have a limited amount of time with her while we're there. So I want to make the most of that. And I'm developing a big, hairy, scary ask. Every time I'm in the room now with these incredible resources, these people who have done huge things in the world and have the ability to really make a difference in my business. I'm developing a big, hairy, scary ask, which is hairy and scary, but I'm gonna do it. Uh, and so I'm working on that, what that's gonna be with her. Then for the bra, we've there's nothing to do for that right now because uh, that is in the hands of the attorney. What I am doing for that is trying to get the back end, the website, because when I do get the prototype, I want to develop some beta testers. So I need to make sure that I have the architecture set up so that they have a place to sign up for the waiting list as I'm talking about this out in the world. So that's what I'm doing for that. In the AI agent, I'm working with an offshore company that they handle all my websites. They do anything tech related. I reach out to them and I've been working with them for years. Really love them. And so they have the framework that I put together for the AI agency, and they're looking that over. So we'll probably get back to that next week. So this is all Journey to Joy for now. There's so much to do for that. Um, just trying to keep my head above water financially because that has so many pieces. All of these have so many pieces in terms of financial commitments. And it's not easy. I had to take on a loan that has terrible terms. I mean, terrible terms. It's $18,000 that when it's paid back will be $28,000. Ugh. And not worried about paying it back. I just don't want to have to use that kind of interest rate. But I needed it, and I needed it fast. I did not plan out my components properly. So, and then the tariffs hit and all of that came about like back to back to back to back. So things that I hadn't even budgeted for were costing thousands of dollars. Then I had to bring on an accountant to reconstruct 2024, build 2025 so that I can have my taxes cleared up and straight for the next filing, which was significant, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So all of those things just put me in a place where I needed money fast and had to uh, take on the ugly debt. So that's business. That's what I had to do. I did it, and we'll get through it. So 2026 is going to be a pivotal year for my business, for my life personally, and whew, happy to have you on for the ride if you're really staying with me. So I'll be as open and transparent as I possibly can, so in the hopes that someone will see themselves and see that problems are problems. They're going to be here. That is how you solve those problems, how you react to those problems that makes the difference, and how you choose to react to those problems is what makes the difference. So that's me. Happy New Year! Woo!